Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is the H.O.O.D Recovery Services, and H.O.O.D stands for Hope Offered on Demand. I'm excited to be with you today. I want to do the March 1st, just for today meditation. I just recently realized I have about 6 days before I actually started this podcast that I want to get on the files on YouTube so that I can make sure that at any point in time, any year, you would be able to go back to March 1st and find that day and listen to the meditation be considered. So let's go ahead and take a look at the March 1st, just for today meditation. And this is what it's about. March 1st, anxiety attack. The power that brought us to this program is still with us and will continue to guide us if we allow it. Basic text, page 27. Ever had a panic attack? Everywhere we turn, life's demands overwhelm us. We're paralyzed and we don't know what to do about it. How do we break an anxiety attack? First, we stop. We can't deal with everything at once, so we stop for a moment to let things settle. Then we take a spot inventory of the things that are bothering us. We examine each item, asking ourselves this question: how important is it really? In most cases, we find that most of our fears and concerns don't need our immediate attention. We can put those aside and focus on the issues that really need to be resolved right away. Then we stop again and ask ourselves, who's in control here anyway? This helps remind us that our higher power is in control. We seek our higher power's will for the situation, whatever it is. We can do this in any number of ways: through prayer, talks with our sponsor or NA friends, or by attending a meeting and asking others to share their experience. When our higher power's will becomes clear to us, we pray for the ability to carry it out. Finally, we take action. Anxiety attacks need not paralyze us. We can utilize the resources of the NA program to deal with anything that comes our way. Just for today, my higher power has not brought me all this way in recovery only to abandon me. When anxiety strikes, I will take specific steps to seek God's continuing care and guidance. How beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful that meditation for March 1st is. That is a beautiful meditation. It's quoting from the basic text on page 27. The power that brought us to this program is still with us and will continue to guide us if we allow it. You know, this is what I think. I think as a person that has been diagnosed with anxiety, um, acute at that, and I know you wouldn't know it, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that from me doing this podcast. But I want to tell you something about panic attacks, anxiety attacks, the paralyzing fear that can come on a person. From my own personal experience, this paralyzing fear is so consuming that I am talking about seriously not being able to make a move. I am talking about having such anxiety attacks that no matter where you're at, you're not able to move forward. If you had an appointment you were trying to get to, you can't even drive yourself there. You are so consumed with so much anxiety. These are panic attacks. And these panic attacks seek to destroy all of the good that you have begun to do. And I just want to say they do not have as much power as they seem to have, especially if you have a relationship with your higher power, with God, and are able to have that conscious contact with your higher power when this is taking place. This particular meditation is very, very powerful because I do know a couple of people that I've been able to reach out to when I'm in the middle of one. And my husband is one. I have two nieces as well, and my mother is one. So there are some people when I'm in the middle of a panic attack, even my elder sister, when I'm in the middle of these anxiety attacks, I know that there are a couple of numbers on speed dial that I can dial and say, I need help. And they're going to want to know where I'm at. In one instance, I remember I had to send my location through a text message, and they came duly. They were there immediately. So I want to say to you that at any point in time, I understand that this is an official diagnosis that I have anxiety, but I also know that my experience with my higher power and being able to reach out to people in the fellowship and outside of the fellowship, family members, has shown me that the power of this attack, anxiety attack, is decreased substantially when you are able to reach out for help. Starting first of all with your higher power and God, and starting out with one or two other individuals that understand your condition, that these things can hit you at any point in time, and understand what the game plan is. And if you are a person that has anxiety attacks, do not allow them to continue to cause you to suffer. You need a game plan. And that game plan, that strategy has to include your higher power, has to include at least one or two other individuals that you can reach out to and say, I need help. I can't move. I'm stuck in fear. And they know from there, the minute you tell them what's going on, they know from there what to do. They know from there what to do. And so I have been able to move forward in my life. I have had moments when I was moving forward in something that I really wanted to do and was hit with anxiety. And I was like, whew, if I don't come through this, if I drop the ball on this, if I drop the ball on this is going to be, this will be horrible. I'll just die if I drop the ball on this. But you know what? It's not that serious. I really can't think of a whole lot that has been that serious. I do remember one time, though, that I could not perform what I needed to do in a time of need. I'm thinking about a couple times where I really felt like I could just crawl away somewhere and die because of the anxiety caused me not to be able to carry out a responsibility. And I was consumed with embarrassment, shame. And I remember a couple of recovering individuals pulled me aside and said, Sis, you're going to have to let that go. You're not perfect. Who do you think you are for real? You're not perfect. You're going to have to let that go. We can see that that incident has dwindled you down to a mouse. It has dwindled your presence down. And you've rested too much of your value in that one situation. You're not perfect. You need to let that go. You need to share about it in meetings, share about it with your sponsor, and you need to let that go. That one moment in time does not define you. And you did better than anybody else could have done. And basically it was someone had overdosed. We were having a service for someone, and I was in the back office and everything was up and running. We were just seeking to get started, and one of their relatives overdosed. Um, yep. And I needed to use a Narcan kit. This was at the time when it was liquid in a needle, and I could not get that medicine to draw into that needle. And I'm telling you, I had all those people standing around me, and the only thing I could think to do was to throw it down and perform CPR mouth to mouth. And I thank God. I thank God. I tell you the truth. I thank God that this individual lived. But I walked away from that situation, and then I had to talk to the police. I had to talk to the police because they're seeing this medication in this needle, and it had been um, signed off to me. So my signature was behind it, and they wanted to talk to the owner of it. And I remember when I talked to the police, I told myself I'm not going to allow them to bully me. I know at that moment I must have regrouped because I told myself I'm not going to let them bully me. Unless they're going to stand here on the corner and be available in a moment's notice, I was able to do what needed to be done so that this individual lived. But I'm telling you, after I talked to the police, I didn't want anything to do with any recovering individuals. I didn't want to be at a meeting. Unfortunately, at that time, or fortunately, my business was centered around that, right? So I had to be in the presence of recovering individuals. But my insides died. That anxiety that had hit me seemed like it just was coming for everything in me. And I remember a couple individuals pulling me aside and said, "Hey, MightyStream, you are not God. You're not perfect. And the end result was successful. You cannot let this thing take you down." And you know what? From that experience, um, I was thinking about it the other day. What was it that really was causing me such frustration, anxiety in that moment? And I can tell you the truth. It was about my sister that had overdosed. And in that moment, even though I was there to help someone else, I kept thinking about my sister. And I kept thinking to myself, God, I wish I had been there for her. And everything just shut down. I could not perform the technique that I had been trained on and had performed other times. But you know what? My God was there. My God was bigger than that particular anxiety attack. And not that particular, because my God is always bigger than anything I'm going through, right? They told me, tell your problems how big your God is instead of telling God how big your problems are. Yeah. And so God was there for me, brought me clean through that anxiety attack and the way that it was trying to suffocate me. He used other individuals in recovery to seek me out and to encourage me. So never, never, ever deny the power of the fellowship, the power of God to be able to work through other people. I have found more instances in my life where God has worked through other people than he's worked through um, just me all by myself. Like I spoke about the other day, making sure that you're planted next to other trees, right? So that you all can firm one another up and make each other strong. This is a beautiful just for today. I am amazed. I'm amazed that I had material readily available for this particular topic. So yeah, I still deal with anxiety, but it does not control me. I have way too many experiences of God being there for me and other people in the fellowship being there for me and loved ones, family members being there for me. And I have a strategy plan. I have a plan for when that moment hits. right? Because it always seems to come when you least expect it. So I want to share that with you, disclose that to you. You are not by yourself if you are having anxiety attacks, but I do know that the spiritual principles and a relationship with your higher power is greater than all of that. You just let us know how we can help you during that time, and we will be there for you. My name is MightyStream. I want to thank you today. This was March 1st, just for today, meditation of Narcotics Anonymous. Have a beautiful day.